lesson 15, Eureka Math, Unit 3, lesson 15 that is. These are difficult, I'm not gonna lie. These are the word problems, and there's a lot of different steps you have to take to solve these problems, okay? I'm not gonna lie about it, but I'm gonna walk you through this and my process. If you have a process that's faster, please let me know, okay? So here we go, number one. It says, in a race, the second place finisher crossed the line 1/1/3 of a minute after the winner, okay? So again, when we're doing races, you have to think there's the winner's time, okay, first. Then every time after that is going to have time added to it, okay? Think about it like that. Okay, the third place finisher was 1 3/4 of a minute behind the second place finisher, here. The third place finisher took 34 2/3 of a minute, or 2/3 minutes. How long did the winner take? So ladies and gentlemen, again, when you have a winner in a race, then the next place, and the next place, okay? So if we knew the winner's time, we would just add on 1 1/3 to the second place, and then we'd add another 1 3/4 to find the third place's winner. But we know the third place, so we're gonna have to actually work backwards in this case. So again, what we're gonna have to do is look at 34 2/3 minutes, and then subtract 1 1/3, and then also 1 3/4 to figure out what this time is. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna start with. I'm gonna write it all out like this. 34 2/3 minus 1 3/4, and also minus 1 1/3. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday what we did was we looked at problems that had the same denominator, and we solved that part first. So I'm looking for here is thirds, and I see that there's one right here that has thirds, okay? So basically I have 34 2/3 minus 1 1/3. That's actually not too tough. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. Draw a little link here, an arrow showing this. So I'm gonna have 34, and I'm gonna say 34 minus 1. And the only reason I can do that, ladies and gentlemen, is because I know I have 2/3 here minus 1/3. Okay, so I'm gonna say 34 minus 1 is 33. Okay, a little squiggle there. And then I'll put a little divider here. 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3. So that gives me, ladies and gentlemen, 33 1/3. Okay, so that's the new number I'm working with for now. Okay, so far, hopefully everyone's with me. So that gives me 33 1/3 minus 1 3/4. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what I could do, if I really wanted to, is I could do what we do when we have a mixed number and turn it into an improper. I could do 33 times 3, okay, which I might actually do, okay, and then I could do 4 times 1 plus the 3 over 4. Okay, so I'm going to do that actually. Let's see how that works. I did it a little differently before, but I think this might actually work better. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I know 33 times 3 is going to be 99. Okay, so I have 33 times 3. Everyone see this? Yep. 8 plus 1 over 3 minus 4 times 1 plus 3 over 4. So 33 times 3 is 99, plus 1 is 100, so I have 100 thirds, sounds crazy, minus 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7, so 7/4. Okay? And as of now, I don't have a lot of room, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put a weird, ghosty looking circle around it, and then just bring it up here to keep the same problem going. So I have 100 thirds minus 7/4. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I have to think of what's the lowest common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this whole side by 4, and I'm going to multiply this whole side by 3, which is this denominator. okay? And that's really going to give us 400 twelfths minus 21 twelfths, okay? From here, ladies and gentlemen, it's just 400 minus 21, okay? So I'm going to do that over here, 400 minus 21. I'm going to borrow from here, make this 300. This would be 10, now it's a 9. Now this is a 10, give me a 9 here. 9 minus 2 is 7. So 379 over 12. That's pretty wild. Okay, so we have 379 twelfths, which is the winner's time. Okay, now in some cases, ladies and gentlemen, this would be okay, but I think that it's better if we have this in a mixed number. Again, when we're talking about minutes, I wouldn't want to win a race and say, you got 379 twelfths, because I wouldn't know how many minutes that is. So what we're going to have to do is divide 379 by 12 and see what we get. Okay, so let's set that up here. Okay, I'm going to look at 12 and how many times it goes into 37. I know 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3 is 36. So I'm going to put a 3 here. 3 times 12 is 36. And I'm going to put 37 minus 36 is 1. And I bring the 9 down. How many times can 12 go in 19? Just once. Okay. 1 times 12 is 12. Okay, so 19 minus 12 is 7. Okay, and so ladies and gentlemen, 7 would be our remainder, which would be whatever we have left over 12. Okay, so what I have is, I know that 379 is divided by 12 31 times evenly, and then there's 7 left over. So I could say this is minutes, 31 minutes, and then again we have 7 left over out of the twelfths. Again, we've been working with twelfths up here. Okay, so again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the right answer. I did it a different way before, and I got the same answer. And I think this way is actually a little easier, okay, even though it's not super easy. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this remainder is what's left over our denominator we were working with, which is 12. So the winning time is 31 minutes. Minutes. Okay, so 31 and 7/12 minutes. Okay, all right, everyone. This is number 3 of the same lesson, lesson 15. This is kind of a Halloween themed one, I think. It says, Sinister Stan stole 3 3/4 of an ounce of slime from Messy Molly, but his evil plan requires 6 3/8 ounces of slime. He stole another 2 3/5 of an ounce of slime from Rude Ralph. How much more slime does Sinister Stan need for his evil plan? Okay, so we're going to have to think, ladies and gentlemen, about what we're really looking at and the order of how they wrote things. Okay, he needs this much total. Okay, so we're trying to see how much he has out of this. Okay, so he stole this, so that means we can take these two, add them together, and then we'll see how much we have, and then we'll subtract this new number, the answer of this, from this to get our final answer. Okay, so let's first start by adding how much he did steal. Yeah, I don't promote stealing, but I guess Eureka Math does. Wow, it's messed up, huh? I feel like that would be more fun in class. Okay, let's get that camera all dialed in there. Okay, so 3 3/4 of an ounce plus 2 3/5. What I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to set it all up in improper fractions. So I'm going to go 4 times 3, whatever that answer is, plus 3 over 4 still. So I'm going to say 4 times 3 plus 3 over 4. And that's going to do the same kind of thing over here. 2 times 5, 5 times 2, same thing, plus 3 all over 5. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So this gives me 15 fourths. Everyone can see this, right? Okay, yeah. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Gives me 13 fifths. Okay, we have different denominators, so I have to balance these out. So I'm going to multiply this whole side by this denominator, 5. I'm going to multiply this whole side by this denominator, 4. All right, and then it's going to give us over 20 for both of those. But now I have to figure out 15 times 5. I know 15 times 2 is, yeah, I know 15 times 2 is 30. Okay, let's just do it over here. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5, 6, 7, so that's 75. Okay. And then I know 13 times 4, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so that's 52. Okay. So these are, ladies and gentlemen, I can just kind of work, showing my work by kind of showing that it's not like the most important part of the problem. That's where I'm getting this 75 from and this 52 from. So now that we have everything over 20s, I can add 75 and 52 together. Okay, so that would give me, let's see, 75, 52, 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, and 7 plus 5 is 12. So that gives me 127 over 20. So I'm going to say 127 over 20. Okay, so this is technically right, but what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to break this down even further into whole numbers. Okay, so one way I can do this, ladies and gentlemen, is I can write out like 20 over 20, 20 over 20, 20 over 20, okay, or just doing division, I can say 127 divided by 20. Okay, I'm going to just kind of fast track this. Everyone can see this, right? I know that 20 times 5, 2 times 5 is 10, right? So 20 times 5 is 100. If I do 20 times 6, that's 120, and that would give me a pretty close answer. So I'm going to say 6. 6 times 20 is 120. That gives me 7 left over. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that means that this 6 is our new whole number, 6, okay? And I have 7 pieces left out of 20. So I have, Sinister Stan has 6 7/20 ounces of slime that he's stolen from Messy Molly and Rude Ralph. Okay, so what we need to figure out now is he needs 6 3/8 ounces of slime. So we're going to figure out how much he needs left. So 6 7/20. So now I have to figure out, ladies and gentlemen, what the lowest common denominator of 8 and 20 is. Okay, it might be kind of tricky, but if you skip count with 20s, it might help. So I think 20, 40. If I think about 8s, I can say 8, 16, 24, 32, is that right? No, 30. 8, 16, 24, no, 32 is right. I need to wake up a little bit, maybe get some more coffee. 40, there we go. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, so 40 is our lowest common denominator here, luckily. Okay, so what I can do, ladies and gentlemen, is kind of annoying, but I'm going to have to do 6 times 8 plus the 3 over 8. 6 times 8 is 48, 49, 50, 51. So that's 51 eighths minus 6 times 20, 127. Okay. Then, now, I'm going to multiply this side by 2. and 2 because I need to get to 40s. And then this side I need to multiply by 5. Okay, I know this is kind of weird, but I'm basically multiplying what I need to get to 40. So 8 to get to 40 is times 5, 20 to get to 40 is 2. So everything's going to be over 40. Let's see, 51 times 5. It's 255. And then 127 times 2. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1. And 2 times 2 is 2. Look at that. 254 40ths. Pretty crazy. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, again, this is our final equation here. 255 minus 254 gives us 1/40th of an ounce left. Okay, so again, a lot of random work just to get to 1/40th. I believe that's our answer. If you get something different and you're 100% sure, let me know. We'll figure it out together. Ladies and gentlemen, again, these three, numbers 1, 2, and 3 are required. I did numbers 1 and 3 for you, so just kind of getting the information down and doing those 4 and 5 are optional. All right, good luck.